Hello world, if you watched my early videos, you remember that I met girl Alexandra when I just came to Prison Detention Center, and we met each other in assembly cell, and she helped me a lot by describing the structure of the society where I would soon be in after quarantine. And when they assigned me to a cell, I mean administration of this institution assigned me to a normal cell where I will spend 1 year, she found me by roads, and I were in cell number 306 and she were in cell 307, and just one wall between us, so it's easy to chat, really fast chatting, because the road is just from one window to another. And we started messaging a lot and understood that we have to meet each other in gym. So in gym we had a real good time, but it's only between us, so we just had a great time in gym. And after about 2-3 months, she said to me that she has a friend in her cell and she could get a phone. And I asked how she gets this phone to the prison, and understood then that she has that prisoner had a son, and son hide it to products when he get to her some posts here, and in coffee and in bread, in slippers, everywhere. So he hid phones and she sold it in her cell. And I love this idea because the price were really low, much lower than the prices I've heard from BSNIKs. Like, we made roads with BSNIK former employee who become a prisoner, and they send us that we have phones for about $1,000, like for phone without no access to internet, with just with no touch screen. You understood, this really old phones. And I decided not to buy. And then Alexandra said that she has an opportunity to buy from her friend. I immediately found money to send her, and on that time I wasn't a roadie, and I decided not to tell Rosie that I would have phone, and that's why with Sasha we agreed to change to transport phone from the gym. And she said that I have to wear some shoes which we will would exchange in gym. Why so? Because she came in Vans sneakers with high sole. In that Vans, they had a real huge sole, high, and in one of which a stash was made, and it was a hole. There were a phone. It was some unknown Chinese phone for $400 with touchscreen and with access to the internet. And on this Vans where this small phone was like an egg, it was a real small, real fun one. I thought that I could hide it properly and easy, but I'll tell you how I lost it. So in this Vans were charging and this phone, and I was really scared to smash it because the gym located on the first floor and my cell was located on the third floor, and a lot of stairs to come up. So I was going on tiptoe and thinking if it's not if the administration wouldn't see that something abnormal is going on. But already on that time, administration knew that I'm a bit crazy, and like no one saw that I was walking on tiptoe. And the funny thing is that I had this phone for less than a week. Just at that time, a scanner was installed, for search, as I told you, like in airport many times. I told you before, it was just it just came to Pretrial Detention Center, and I think administration was bored, or maybe they decided that it would be funny idea to vice versa to cells, with all clothes, with all stuff you have. You just take all your stuff yourself, go to the first floor to the scanning, and then through scanning you then go to new cell. So it was a huge stress day, and I really didn't know where to hide it, because they will scanning, you can't put it on yourself because you will be scanned. And I was hiding it from one place to another place, and then I just hid it. I had cookies. I had cookies, and I just hide it there, in cookies. And then that time, while I were hiding, the brakes opened. The brakes is the door to the cell, and the administration of this institution said that everyone have to go out and go to be scanned. So I think on my face was written that I hide something, and he said that Sima have to stay, and he found my phone. I stayed, and he checked my bags, and it was just on the cookies on the top of the bag, and he found my phone, and I gathered all my willpower and asked the operative if I could work something out so I wouldn't end up in solitary. To give you an idea, a mobile phone is a flagrant violation that lands you in solitary confinement and tarnishes your record for early release. Like, you will have a real bad characteristic, and then you can't go on the parole because you had a lot of bad stuff you were doing while you were a prisoner, and that's a real sad characteristics for you if someone will find a mobile phone and write that in your characteristics. And he said that he just asked me the password for the phone. I was naive, and I hadn't got a password on my phone, and I just gave him some random numbers that come to my mind, like it were password set. I still thinking about his face, but when he understood that it wasn't a password, and he already get me free from this situation. So it's funny, but it's not funny that I still without a phone, and $400 is just for 1 week of using phone. But meanwhile, these 60 people, all myself, were waiting in line to go through the scanner with all their belongings, and we were thinking how to save the remaining phones, because there were about 5 or 7 phones in the cell that time, besides mine one. And luckily, at some point, the operative got distracted, and we managed to pass bags with the phones to those who had already passed searched. And all charges were found from all phones. All charges were found, and when we already moved on to our new cell on the second floor, the operative was standing at the brakes. The door to the brakes was open. We were standing in the cell, and he was standing in the entrance or at the exit, and he said that like everything happened well. We know that you prisoners have more phones, but for today it's a good day for everyone. And he threw at us charging, and this charging was mine one. And then after he went away, everyone knew that it's my charging, and everyone who had a phone came to me, and even that people who didn't like me, they were really how to say pleasant to me. They changed their mind. They saw we are good friends, and could you sell me this charge, and could I do something and you will give me this charge? I said I don't want anything, just I lose my phone today, and that's why if I will give you a charging, you have to give me to use phone to get in touch with my friends, family. And that's how I saw how people change immediately. Just 1 second ago she hated me, and now I have charging, and now she loves me and offering me whatever I want. Like a lot of people like that in prison. And when they understand this, it's become like vomiting from these people. You want to vomit, but then I understood there are so many people like that, and you have to just have fun on that situations and laugh at all of this. And at that night when we moved on, and I already lose my phone, we made the road with BSNIKs, this former employer. And what do you think? My phone came to the cell. Just we said that there were such situation and we lost a lot of phones, and they gave us phones which they have for selling, and they were my phone already for $800, like double price. And that's how the mechanism work. The staff confiscate items and BSNIKs resell them. And when I understood that, and I wrote to this BSNIKs that this is my phone, which today this operative took away, and he wrote me that it's not already your phone, it's already mine one, and I sell it for $800. So okay, okay, I won't buy from you anything, like that. Stay in touch for new videos. Hope to see you soon. Bye.